Hello there, and welcome to yet another of Andre's Artist Profiles. And today, we're going to be profiling an artist who actually passed away, I believe, about 10 years ago this year. And that, of course, is Ray Charles. Now, whatever you listen to, in the soul music lexicon, vocally, musically, peel back all the layers of whatever's going on. It's probably going to come back to this guy and James Brown. I mean, Ray Charles is one of the key, often considered the key architect of soul. He was often called the genius of soul. And my Charles collection is painfully small. As a matter of fact, I only have 3 CDs by him and some vinyl, but it's kind of cumbersome to show vinyl, so I'm just going to show CDs that I have. There's plenty of people who do vinyl collection, and I'm a little different than that. So anyway, here is Ray Charles from 1961. The Genius Hits the Road. Now, the songs on this album, starting with Alabama Bound and ending with Chattanooga Choo Choo, all have a traveling theme, and it's not a live album. James Brown did a similar record around the same time called Tours the USA. It's just a theme concept record, and Ray Charles did a lot of these. And of course, the big hit on this album was Georgia on My Mind, which was actually a Ray Charles standard. This was a 2009 reissue on Concord Records. Really good sound, some wonderful bonus tracks on this album. Now, this is actually not that easy to find alone on CD. This is a 1988 reissue of the album that Ray Charles and the jazz vocalist Betty Carter recorded in Hollywood, reissued on the DCC label. You can see DCC right down there. There are 3 bonus cuts, and they are not featuring Betty Carter. But if you open it up, there's Ray Charles' DCC era catalog. There's the DCC label. Actually, it's a fairly fancy label for the late 80s. But this is Ray Charles we're talking about here, so I think you have to be a little bit fancy with such a legend. Iconic figure, not legend. There's nothing legendary really about him. I mean, he's an icon, period. A legend is usually where somebody has questionable history. This guy was definitely an icon. Now, this album was recorded, I believe, in 1993. Now, this was sort of around the time where Ray Charles was recording with Quincy Jones a version of I'll Be Good to You with Chaka Khan, and he was making a comeback. He had been making a lot of kind of country pop albums in Nashville during the 1980s, but this was his kind of R&B comeback. And Ray Charles at the time had, generationally made some mild poo-poos about hip-hop, but on this album, Richard Perry produces a record that actually has a lot of New Jack Swing and modern hip-hop dance references to it. And, Ray Charles really works it really well. Not a bad album by Ray Charles at all. So that's my very small, for now, Ray Charles collection. Happy birthday to a dearly departed icon of soul.